What is up, investors? Jason here. In this video, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite EV companies right now to be talking about, and that is Lucid Motors. And they're going to be finishing their merger with Churchill Capital, CCIV, here on hopefully July 22nd. Now, that's the date of the voting for the merger. And there are some questions that have been risen, so we're going to be talking about certain things about concerns of dilution and some other concerns as far as lawsuits that could be potential with Lucid Motors, as well as their actual deliveries. They're going to be starting those very soon. So we're just going to cover a few things about Lucid Motors in this video. And so as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Be sure to smash Destroy Annihilate or gently press that like button to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Help spread the video to more people that might find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not already. All right, everybody, let's get to it. So without putting too much time into the graph here of Lucid Motors, there's a lot of volume activity as far as people selling the stock, and that is helping, of course, drive the price of the stock down. And it's just been a good amount of pullback here recently, but we're getting closer to this merger date. And in my opinion, if you're somebody that is looking to load up on this stock, then it's a good time. Obviously, that's my opinion, not financial advice, videos for entertainment purposes only. But what I really want to get to is I want to get to people that are talking about dilution in this stock, because that's a subject that's really come up here recently, and I've been seeing a good amount of videos that are being done here on YouTube, people talking about dilution. They're kind of all going off of each other's video and talking about the same thing, going to the same exact website. That's pretty much the only thing you're going to find out there with that bit of news on it. Now, people that are talking about Lucid Motors dilution are going to this specific article here by WCCF Tech, and the article is titled, "Yes, Churchill Capital Corp. for CCIV is dramatically boosting its authorized share capital, and no, this is not definitively bearish for Lucid Motors." And they're kind of just misinterpreting what is written here, and they're giving their own take on it and reading it completely wrong. And they're not even using the actual source of the information to even show what they're talking about. They're kind of just reading everything, bits of parts of it, and going off from there, basically stating that when the merger is going to be going through, you're able to vote on the dilution of Lucid Motors, be able to go from 500 million shares to 15.01 billion shares. So I want to say that nowhere on this article that WCCF Tech made does it say anything about offering of more shares or anything about raising more money. But there's a handful of videos that have been coming out here recently that are saying that Lucid is doing an offering, that Lucid is raising more money, that they're not going to have the money to do the things that they need to do. And it's very misleading because everybody's just kind of backpacking off of each other's video. They see one guy get a good amount of views, and the next person is kind of just jumping on that and trying to do the same thing that they're doing by pretty much copying their entire video and just making it their own. But what that does is that just continues to create false information. And Lucid Motors, they're going to be getting money from this entire deal. They have no need to have to do an offering to raise even more money. It makes no sense. The offering itself is this whole SPAC deal, them going public, the merger. That's their offering. That's them offering shares of their company to put it out there in the market to get investors in this company, to make it a publicly traded company. That is the deal. It is not anything related to needing to raise even more money because we're not going to have enough, as we're not even a publicly traded company yet. That's making no sense there. So it's just a lot of misleading information that people have been putting out, and no one is just really doing their own due diligence. So to really get into it here, this is what they filed with the SEC. It was the proposal number 2, the charter proposal, and in this it says that they're talking about and increase the total number of shares of our capital stock from 501 million shares to 15 billion 10 million shares, which would consist of A, increasing the Churchill's Class A common stock from 400 million shares to 15 billion shares, and preferred stock from 1 million shares to 10 million shares, and eliminating the Churchill's Class B common stock, declassify the Churchill board so that each member of Churchill board will be elected at each annual meeting of stockholders, as opposed to Churchill having 3 classes of directors, with only one class of director being elected in each year and each class serving a 3-year term, and to make certain related changes. So anyways, it goes on, but I just wanted to be clear, and I wanted to point that out, that nowhere in here are they saying anything about doing a share offering to raise even more money. That's misleading information. I wanted to make sure that I covered that part first before there was even more YouTubers kind of jumping on that. So I just wanted to point that out. Not calling anybody out here, but I'm sure you guys have probably seen some of those videos. Now, of course, Lucid Motors is going to be doing dilution in the future. That's a given. There's 100% certainty that in the future they're going to be doing stock offerings and raising more money that way, because why not? That keeps them from having to obtain more debt. That it keeps them an easy way to be able to raise money by simply just getting it from the stock if the stock price is up a bit. And that's basically all that they're doing, is they're setting themselves up to be able to do that without having to come to shareholders in the future and say, hey, we want to do this. Can we do this? It's basically getting that out of the way right now and preventing any future problems. That allows them access to capital more easier that way. Now, let's just quickly get to some other things here, and I'll just wrap this video up. I'm not making a very long video. On July 13th, Lucid put together a investor presentation. In this presentation, they talked about the Lucid Air reservations. Lucid's Air Dream Edition is now fully reserved, and total air reservations are above 10,000. They also went on to explain that they have expanded their team in North America, Europe, and the Middle East with an employee base now over 2,300 employees. That they're manufacturing the pre-production run of 89 Lucid Airs completed in June on schedule. Production run for final quality validation is in progress. Manufacturing facility is ready for second half of 2021 start of production for customers' deliveries. And then they went on to say that they're going to be increasing their manufacturing facility space, adding an additional 2.7 million square feet. And of course, as you guys know, that after 2024, they plan on going in even bigger expansions, eventually getting into being able to produce 250,000 vehicles per year. So that's the big goal there. So of course, we know that there is going to be dilution, because it's going to be a while before they're even a profitable company, which they're saying is going to be somewhere around 2025 is what they're estimating that they will have free cash flow. And they will greatly increase that all throughout the next years to follow, going from 250,000 vehicles a year in 2026 to over 500,000 vehicles in 2028, and then just accelerating their business from there. So anyways, I just wanted to make this video to kind of touch on that dilution thing that I'm seeing a lot of videos that are coming out about that, where in my opinion, it's just all false information, not really accurate information. If it was really that severe, there would be articles that were made by Bloomberg, and you'd see it on Yahoo Finance and many of these other investment websites that would be talking about it, and you can't find that information anywhere. So really just some inaccurate information on YouTube that's being put out, pretty much just for gains of views. So I just wanted to clarify that and then give you guys an update on what Lucid Motors is doing, because as you guys know, I'm very bullish on this. I'm looking forward to the merger being complete, and that's all exciting stuff. So anyways, with all that being said, I'd like to hear from you guys. I'd like to hear your thoughts on Lucid. Has anybody heard any of those dilution rumors that are going around? Let me know. So as always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.